Hi and welcome back to the channel. So today the subject is titanium exhaust heat wrapping. It's something that's been done for many years. Opinions are very much divided on the subject, but it's not something we're going to get into a debate on today. If you're looking at this video, you want to see or know how to wrap some exhaust manifolds, and believe me, it really isn't that difficult. So these ugly, huge and very heavy monstrosities I removed from my V6 Alfa Romeo in favour of these ones right here, which are catless options. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So the titanium heat wrap that I'm using I actually bought online. As you can see, black in colour. I'll be talking more about this during the video. This actually came with 10 stainless steel tie wraps, and you can also see some normal plastic tie wraps which you can use for assembly. In the shot you will also notice the yellow cigarette lighter. I was messing about with this trying to burn the frayed edges of the exhaust wrap, and obviously and quite gladly, no, it doesn't burn or singe in the slightest, which is brilliant. So yeah, this is everything. Let's get straight into the video. Now what I've found is, again online, a lot of people having trouble with the edges fraying. Now I don't know how it varies between different wraps or manufacturers, but I've not had too much of a problem with this. I mean, yeah, it does start coming apart a little bit, but you know, as long as you're not playing with it too much, unwrapping it, doing it again and again and again, I can't really see it being an issue. What I have seen a couple of people doing, which seems to work for some, is putting a line of super glue straight across the wrap and then cutting it along the super glue line, and then that keeps it perfectly together. But again, I've not had too much of an issue with this. So what I'm going to do with this branch is similar to what I did with the last one. I'm going to wrap this one and this one separately, because they are the two pipes that are furthest away. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this one and this one separately, and then I'm going to start one wrap at the bottom, work up, wrap all three pipes together, maybe work it down to two pipes, and then finally onto this one pipe along the middle. Okay, now what I'm going to do to get it started is turn the end over, cut off any free bits, and then wrap away. Now what you can do whilst you're getting the wrap started is temporarily use zip ties to keep it in place. This is what I did on my other bank of manifolds, but I find it to be absolutely fine without. And you obviously need a quarter overlap between each loop here. Working our way down, keeping some tension on, and you find the more loops you get on it, you can then, as long as you got hold of the end, you can twist it onto the pipes a little bit more, nice and tight. Now these titanium wraps are quite nasty stuff. Ideally you do need to be wearing gloves, and although I'm not doing here, you know, you would benefit from wearing a long sleeve top as well. Initially you might not think it bothers you, but after a while, believe me, it really does irritate your skin, especially if you touch your face afterwards. It's yeah, it can be nasty stuff. Okay, so we're just coming up to the end now. Now ideally I would have liked to go through with another loop there on the end. I probably could have squoze it around in hindsight, but you know, it will be covered when I do the last wrap around all the pipes together. Okay, so that's on. Then you want to get one of your stainless ties, and these things work literally just like a plastic zip tie. The only thing I will say is they don't seem to go as tight as a zip tie. You can't really get them as tight as a zip tie. So yeah, nice and easy. Then get some pliers, screwdriver, pull that nice and tight. So yeah, that's okay. Okay, so just put one on this branch at the end. At the end of every wrap, when I've finished, I will eventually be fitting 2 zip ties, just to make sure, but for now I'm just fitting the one. Okay, so it's not that difficult, as you can see. I've seen lots of people on YouTube messing about with these for God knows how long, wrapping it, taking it off, wrapping it, taking it off. It's not that difficult. That's a little bit better. I might be tempted to put one at the end, but yeah, anyway, before we do that, let's do this next end pipe. Again, I just really apologise for the amount of camera shaking on this, guys. My GoPro is attached to my body. So 1, count them again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so roughly 10 loops. Okay, so I've got 10 loops. Okay, so I'm starting to wrap this branch again towards the end, towards the flange. I suppose it doesn't matter which end you begin first, I'm just starting at the easiest. Either way, top or bottom, you're going to have an end piece. Personally to me, it just doesn't make any difference. See, it's when you're pulling this through and it's hitting your arms and getting wrapped around your arms, that's when it starts irritating badly. So another tip I would give you, again, wear long sleeves, but me being me, when I'm in the middle of a job, I don't like stopping. So again, I'm going to keep hold of it, both ends, twist it around the pipe a bit tighter. With regards to wetting this stuff, which some people say to do, is it really necessary? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I have also heard rumours that, you know, when people do that, soak it in water, it can wash off a coating that's on the titanium wrap. So, you know, when it comes to wetting it, if that's what you choose to do, some people say don't completely soak it in a bucket, just run it lightly under the tap, as in the whole roll. Just put the whole roll under the tap really lightly, both sides, just to get it very slightly damp, and that's as much as you need. Don't saturate it all in a bucket.
Okay, just very quickly, if you are interested in seeing the progress that I have made during the restoration of my Alfa Romeo GTV V6, then please do check out my new Instagram page, which is Rick's Garage Alfa Restoration. On there you will see lots of detailed photos of everything that I have done. I'm very happy and very pleased, very proud of all my work. To add to that, please do feel free to check out all my other videos on YouTube. Although it is generally Alfa based, you'll find, or may find, lots of other videos useful for suspension and brakes, fully rebuilt drive shafts, CV joints, hub carriers and things like that. So yeah, check it out, you might find it interesting. So getting back into it, I'm just getting up to the end of this pipe now. Obviously this stuff is a lot easier to cut if you can try and keep a little bit of tension on it.
Now there are actually proper tie wrap guns you can buy for these, which pull it nice and tight, But you know, how often do you use these? Seriously, not very often. I think I'll put another one on the end there, because the tie wrap's wide. I'm trying to put one at each side of the tie wrap, just to make sure it's nice and secure. I'm just going to put another wrap at the top. Now these, when you buy a roll of this titanium exhaust wrap, they do give you a few of these. I think I got 10, which is not bad. It's not bad if you've only got a 4-cylinder car, 4-branch manifold or something like that. But if you've got a V6 or a V8 or something like that, you're going to need a lot more. So I picked, well, you can pick these up online for maybe between £4 and £7 for 50 to 100, but because I needed them now and I didn't want to wait for postage, I picked these up from Tool Station. Tool Station is a DIY hardware shop here in the UK, and I paid, I think it was about £9 for these, but I did get 100 of them. I'm not going to use 100, so these are probably always going to be in stock, but they're always there if you ever need them in the future. So yeah, a lot more than what I need. I like having a lot more than what I need. So that's the two ends done. Now before I go ahead with this wrap, I'll have to cut these off. Yeah, quite happy with that so far. Okay, so we're going to measure for the last one now. I don't want to get this wrong because this is the last of it, but to be fair, this has been a long roll and it's gone really, really far. This was 15 metres and it cost me £9.99, so you know, a tenner, and it's what an absolute bargain. It's been brilliant. Okay, so I just measured that now, and obviously it's not normal size loops, because all this is normal size loops. You've got to go around the collector, which is a lot wider, so you need to account for that. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top again. I would like to start at the bottom, but I want the wrap to be overlapped and all going in the same direction in all branches. I don't suppose that really matters, but that's what I'm going to do. Now with really long pieces, you'll find it much easier to get started by wrapping it around the pipe a few times first. Now obviously if you're getting long, when you've got longer pieces, like this is the longest piece, I'm finding it's a lot more difficult. I mean, I suppose I'm lucky because my manifolds or headers are quite stubby, but if you've got some long manifolds, then you know, I understand how it can be a little bit trickier. It's a bit tight getting that bit looped over between those pipes. Now naturally in the tight spots where it's against other branches, it is a lot more difficult to get it through, but you know, just try your best to keep the tension on, and don't forget you can keep twisting it tighter as well as you go along. Okay, now this is where I'm going to start coming over, I think, am I? No, not yet. I'm going to go through again and just wrap the two branches together now. Now personally for me, going around the collector, because of the reduction in size where it drops down, that was the trickiest part. I've also got a bracket on the back that I had to try and get behind, and also the lambda bus as well, but it wasn't too bad, got there in the end. So we're almost done. I just need to put a tie wrap on the bottom. It's not too bad, there's doesn't seem to be any gaps, it's all very well covered. I'm quite happy with it, to be honest. So 2 wraps in total at the bottom, near the bottom flange, and I also put one around the collector around the middle. So that's the wrapping done on the second bank of manifolds. I'm quite pleased with it, to be honest. Both are looking pretty decent. Not that the looks of them is really an issue, because you're never really going to see them. It's more for function. Whoa. I'm not put them on going the same way. Oh, that's going to affect my OCD. So yeah, it seems okay. I would have preferred it if you, obviously you can't see the tie wraps along the middle, but at the end of the day it doesn't really matter, as I say. It's all covered very well, and I'm sure it's going to do a good job. So there you go, thank you very much for watching, see you all soon.